Oh, good morning, people. Uh, uh, I can't see nothing right now. There we go. I gotta be able to see. I got to. Oh, good morning, people. Good morning, people. You already know what time it is, G. You already know what time it is. What shall we talk about today? I can't see nothing, bro. That's all. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. Gentlemen, today we talk about spermatogenesis. What is spermatogenesis? Spermatogenesis states you must allow your sperm, the sperm cells in your ball sack, the semen in your ball sack, you must allow the semen in your ball sack to stay there for about 70 days for your sperm cells to fully develop. Why is this so important? Because to my men who frequently ejaculate, you're addicted to porn, you're addicted to pleasing yourself sexually, you are holding yourself back. And everything I talk about on my page is always about self-improvement. Always. I'm not here to trigger anybody. I'm not here to make anybody upset. I'm here to share the facts and the truth with you so you know how to operate in this matrix. Alright? When you allow porn, when you give easy access to porn, when you're giving easy access to porn, it forces you to masturbate. It causes you to masturbate. When you watch a whole bunch of porn, one, you're desensitizing yourself. So you're going to need more to get off and to stay erected. When I stopped watching porn, bro, literally, I stopped watching porn for a month. I stopped masturbating for a month. One, you walk around with an erection all day. All right? You literally got the urge all damn day. Your testosterone levels improve. They increase. You feel me? The semen in your blood gets recycled back into your bloodstream. Why is this important, gentlemen? Why do you think there are so many health-related issues when it comes to birth than ever before? Because our men are reproducing with weak sperm cells. They are reproducing with weak sperm cells because they continuously ejaculate, weakening the sperm cell. Spermatogenesis states it takes about 60 to 70 days of keeping your sperm in your ball sack for your sperm to be fully developed. It's not a coincidence we have so many miscarriages. It's not a coincidence we have so many birth defects. It's not a coincidence so much of this shit is going on because the seed that men are producing is weak because they continuously ejaculate. They have no self-control. They're not in tune with self. No connection with the Most High. All this shit is connected, G. To my men. To my men. How often do you ejaculate, G? Masturbating is fine. Masturbating is just allowing blood flow to circulate to your penis. When you masturbate, you're just masturbating because you're horny. Where's my weird? How you doing? I'm talking about spermatogenesis and how men need to stop ejaculating and how it takes 60 to 70 days for your sperm to be fully developed. Scientists have proven this, that a man who ejaculates consistently and frequently reproduces with weak sperm cells because he does not allow the sperm cells in his body to fully develop. And why am I talking about this? Because a man who reproduces weak sperm usually has low testosterone levels, like most of these men out here. When you're reproducing with weak sperm, you're creating a weaker vessel. When you're consistently ejaculating, you're lowering your testosterone levels. You're watching porn consistently, therefore desensitizing yourself. Huh? To my gentlemen, how frequently do you masturbate and how frequently do you ejaculate? How frequently do you watch porn? Have you ever had a no-fab? No porn, no ejaculating, no masturbating? No fab? When a man ejaculates consistently, he reproduces with weak sperm. He has lower testosterone levels and he's tapped into his femininity. When you're consistently watching porn, you desensitize yourself and you need more to get off. Gentlemen, I went without gentlemen, I don't ejaculate frequently, gentlemen. I'm not perfect. I relapse sometimes, yes. But I can go 2-3 weeks without watching porn, without masturbating. Well, I masturbate, but I don't ejaculate because masturbation is just allowing blood flow to circulate to your penis. That's it. And that's healthy. But consistently ejaculating, when you ejaculate, you have the intent to reproduce. You have the intent to reproduce. You can have an orgasm without ejaculating. I know because I've done it. I take the time and I have the self-discipline. You can have sex and not ejaculate. You last a lot longer. You stay up a lot longer. Gentlemen, and the only reason why I'm pressing this today is because I be talking with my friends, yo, and every time I talk about it, it's like they come up with a whole bunch of excuses to why they can't do it. They girl, they need that feeling. Gentlemen, spermatogenesis states that it takes about 60 to 70 days for your sperm. You gotta hold your sperm in your ball sack. You can't ejaculate for about 60 to 70 days at the minimum for your sperm to be fully developed. You gotta allow the seed in your body to mature like wine. And the longer you go without ejaculating, the better. The sperm in your ball sack gets recycled throughout the bloodstream. There's power in having seed, gentlemen. Sexual transmutation is literally harnessing your horniness, your urges, and transferring that energy into something productive. Mike Tyson did not masturbate or ejaculate or have sex for about 5 years during his prime. And you saw how he reigned as champion. They tell athletes to do this all the time. Male athletes. All the time. Because there's power in retaining semen. You ejaculating, listen, that short-term pleasure you get from ejaculation is nothing compared to the long-term benefits of holding it. Nothing compared to the benefits of holding it. You think differently, you act differently, you have more energy. You really want to conquer your domain. Spermatogenesis states that a man must hold the sperm in his ball sack for 60 to 70 days for his sperm to be fully developed. So if you're consistently ejaculating, you are reproducing with weak semen. That's a fact. Scientists proved it. Spermatogenesis states that a man who consistently ejaculates reproduces with weak sperm. It's not a coincidence we have so many birth defects, so many health issues, so many miscarriages, because the men in our society are reproducing with weak sperm because they have no self-discipline sexually. And a man with no self-discipline sexually is weak. You can't tell your woman to get off your dick. You're weak. Okay? Gentlemen, you have got to develop some self-control sexually. You have to. You have to, dog. I had some lady walk up to me and ask me if I want to go back to her house so she can give me some pussy because she like me. Bro, women feel your masculinity, bro. They feel it. I'm not lying to you, dog. I'm not. My dick stay erected. At least 70% of the time. My dick is fully erected 70% of the time. It's 70% erected. 60 to 70%. Blood flowing there. Blood stuck on my penis. And the women see it and they feel it. They feel my masculine energy. They feel my energy. And you wanna know how I know? Because 2 things happen when they see me. 3 things. Either the women get intimidated and they want to dominate me some kind of way. They gotta do something to feel dominated. All right? No cap, I'm telling you what happens when they see me, yo. Either they get intimidated and they want to dominate me. They get super shy and they start looking in their phones. You know? Or they get wet instantaneously. And how do I know? Because they'll place their hand on their stomach or they'll start tugging in between their legs when they see me. And they looking in my eyes and they got that look in their eyes. They got that look in their eyes, G. And it took me a while to figure out what the fuck was going on because it kept happening. Why every time when a woman sees me? Because it's not every woman. It's not. There are 3 types, I'm telling you. Why every time when I come across one of these women giving me that look, they tugging at their pants. Or they placing their head on their stomach, like they reminiscing, like they know. Gentlemen, you have got to tap into your masculine essence. And the only way you're going to do that is by develop dick control. A lot of you niggas have no dick control. No dick control at all. You have no dick control. You're not loyal to the plug, but you're loyal to the pussy. Young Dolph. You're not loyal to the plug, but you're loyal to the pussy. And you don't understand why you can't conquer your world. You a lion chasing lionesses with no territory. The lioness is looking at you like you a fool. Nigga, you trying to fuck me and you ain't got nothing. How we gonna be safe? That's what y'all young niggas are doing right now. You busting nuts. You busting 5 nuts a day. You stay on Pornhub. You emotional. And you chasing pussy with no money, with no resources. Gee, she already lost all respect for you. And the second a woman loses respect for you, you cannot get it back. It's damn near impossible because she has a certain perception of who you are. And anything outside that perception is just going to irritate her. So if you've been beta in an entire relationship and you try to be alpha, she's going to drop you. Because you've already lost respect for her in the beginning of the relationship. Already. Because you loyal to the pussy and not the plug. She want a nigga that's loyal to the plug and not the pussy. But embraces the pussy. Cherishes the pussy. Loves the pussy. You don't worship the pussy. That's what y'all niggas is doing. I need a girl. I need to get married. I don't want to be alone. You sound like a bitch. Literally. Pillow talking, laid up, booed up. Ain't nothing wrong with being laid up with your boo. Ain't nothing wrong with being laid up with your boo, but you pillow talking. You ain't getting to the bag. You worshiping her vagina. She losing all respect for you, G. And she not telling you that. All respect for you. You a lion in this world. You supposed to dominate and conquer territory. Expand your territory. You're supposed to have resources so that the lionesses can blossom and flourish and reproduce. You can only do that with your own territory that you dominate. Only. That's why they need the lion. to dominate the territory. Not that they need him, not that they can't dominate their own territory, but it's a lot easier when you got a lion that other animals fear to help dominate your territory. It's not that they don't fear the lioness, they fear the lion more. So you're a lion in this world with no territory. You have no self-control sexually. So you're reproducing with weak sperm. You're carrying weak sperm cells, low testosterone levels, tapped into your femininity, and you're chasing the lioness. And the lioness is looking at you like, what's wrong? What's your problem, young G? Spermatogenesis states that a man must hold the sperm in his ball sacs for about 60 to 70 days for his sperm to be fully developed. I say longer than that. I say if you have no intention on reproducing, you should not be ejaculating. And yes, we all are addicted to it. You will relapse in your process. Because I do. Because I've been doing this shit since middle school. Because the niggas made it normal. And the niggas that said, niggas peer pressured me into doing it. I was masturbating since middle school, G. I have completely reduced how often I do it. I've completely reduced how often I ejaculate. I completely reduced how often I watch porn. So I understand the effects of watching porn. It makes me want to masturbate. It desensitizes my mind so that I need more to get off. Go a month without watching porn. Remember when you first started watching porn, that rush you used to get? That first high you used to get? Like, oh my God. It ain't the same feeling no more because you desensitized, G. You desensitized, G. Where are my men at? Like, why don't you guys want to improve? Why do you guys want to remain the same? If I'm telling you, you can become your greatest version by just developing some self-control sexually, developing some dick control, because a man who ejaculates reproduces with weak sperm, because spermatogenesis states a man must hold his sperm in his ball sack for about 70 days for his sperm to be fully developed and mature. You're reproducing with weak sperm. No wonder why we have so many birth defects, so many miscarriages in this world. Because the men have no dick control. Huh? How often do you ejaculate? Because spermatogenesis states that a man must hold the sperm in his ball sack for about 60 to 70 days for his sperm to be fully developed and mature. For the sperm cell to be fully developed and mature, you cannot ejaculate for 70 days at the minimum. So men are reproducing with weak sperm. Could you imagine putting an undeveloped seed in the ground? What kind of fruit that seed would produce? G? You know this information. And you don't have any children, but you do plan on having children. I advise you to stop ejaculating, G. So that you can reap the benefits of the semen being recycled in your bloodstream. Women will never have this power. The power of semen being recycled back into your bloodstream because you allowed the semen in your body to mature because you don't ejaculate for at least 70 days because spermatogenesis states that a man must hold the sperm in his ball sack for about 70 days for the sperm to be fully developed. So if you're consistently ejaculating 2 to 3 times a day, you're carrying weak sperm cells. You're reproducing with weak sperm cells. It is normal to masturbate. Masturbating is just allowing the blood to flow to your penis so that it works. Ejaculating is allowing the semen in your body to release so you can reproduce, not reach orgasmic feelings, because you can have orgasmic feelings without ejaculating. Gee, when you ejaculate, you have the intent to reproduce. So if you're not reproducing, why are you ejaculating? You should allow the semen in your sperm, you should allow the semen in your ball sack to recycle back into your bloodstream. This is a fact. Go research it yourself. Women will never have this power. The spiritual powers from semen. Sexual transmutation, when you get the urge that when you get horny, that sexual energy, that sexual buildup, you should be harnessing it and you should be thinking about how can I use this energy to be productive. Mike Tyson in his prime, in his reign as champion, did not have sex, did not ejaculate, did not masturbate or watch porn. This is what his trainer had him do. And he reigned and dominated in the game because his trainer understood the benefits of allowing the semen in your body to recycle back into your bloodstream and how your testosterone levels peak, how you tap into your masculinity, your masculine essence that women feel. And it all starts with you not ejaculating. Motherfucker, go 3 weeks without ejaculating and tell me you don't feel the difference. Tell me you don't feel the difference, nigga. Go 3 weeks without ejaculating and tell me you don't feel the difference. Tell me she don't see the difference in your presence and your essence. And if there are 3 types of women, when they meet a masculine man who has tapped into his essence, his masculine essence, they get intimidated and they want to conquer and dominate you. They get shy. They don't want to be around you. And they avoid eye contact. Or they get wet instantaneously. They start tugging at their pants and they start rubbing at their tummy. These are the 3 types of women you're going to meet when you tap into your masculine essence. And I'm only speaking through experience. Yes, women do get wet instantaneously. It take the right nigga to do it. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because they feel more than we feel. So they're going to feel your masculine essence a lot quicker than you're going to feel their feminine energy. G. Because masculine essence is a natural dominant. We're supposed to dominate our territory. We're lions, conquering land and expanding our land so that we can have more lionesses to help us hunt, to help hold down the fort, to help reproduce and to create the next warriors, the next kings, the next queens. Do you hear me? Yeah. If you're a man, you must stop ejaculating frequently. When I first started, I was relapsing frequently, but I stuck with it because my mind is stronger than my body and my impulsive urges. It felt good to release sexual energy, but when you have no intent on reproducing, you are destroying yourself, G. You have to stop ejaculating because spermatogenesis states a man must hold a sperm in his ball sack for about 60 to 70 days for it to be fully developed and mature. Your testosterone levels peak. The semen in your blood gets recycled back into your bloodstream, unlocking your masculinity and your spiritual powers, G. Women will never experience this. They will never have this, G. Why? Because it is in a man's nature. It's in biology. It is nature for men to reign and dominate territory so that women can live the luxurious lifestyles you enjoy. So that the lionesses can have the abundance of food, shelter, so they can live amongst each other, play, sleep, eat, reproduce. The lion, the masculine man who has tapped into his essence, understands how to dominate his reality in his world. And in this world, G, it is the coin. I get it. I understand monetary history. I'm financially intelligent. I understand everything is not money, and there are other aspects that we must tackle as men. Because in a video game, if all you do is collect coins, you're stuck on level 1. You're level 1 with a whole bunch of coins, but you haven't unlocked. Because you're on level 1, you can't even purchase new equipment or new weapons. You're stuck on level 1. You haven't actually gone through the process of the game. You must tackle other aspects of yourself, unlock other aspects of yourself to fully grow. Then as a man, you must tap into your masculine. That's number 1. We have been raised by single mothers as black men. It's a blessing and a curse. Because now we know how to love when we choose to. We know how to love the woman when we choose to. But because you're so emotional, because you're stuck in your feminine energy, because you've been raised by the single black mother, because our single mothers have been the ones raising us, and these so-called fuckboys have been raised by single mothers, then that's a fact, G. And I got videos of women saying it, of holding other women accountable, I don't even know who this is. Who asked me what time you off? I think that's Aunt Lisa. Of holding other women accountable. I've seen videos of other women holding other women accountable for what's going on in this world. And then I hear women avoiding it, evading, gaslighting. You know? So it is what it is. So I know the truth. But you're stuck in your feminine energy in G. It ain't your fault. But you got to be aware of what's going on. You got to be aware of what's going on, G. You got to tap back into your masculinity. And how do you do that? What's up, Chris? How do you tap back into your masculinity? Spermatogenesis. And you can say this shit in Siri and Google, whatever. You don't got to spell it out. Spermatogenesis states that a man must hold the sperm in his ball sack for about 60 to 70 days for the sperm cell to be fully developed. So if you're consistently ejaculating, one, you're decreasing your testosterone levels because you're not allowing the sole purpose of it is to help reproduce. So you're lowering your testosterone levels. Okay? You're weakening your sperm cell. You're carrying weak sperm cells. You have no self-discipline, no dick control. So you're loyal to the pussy and not the plug. Young Dolph. Okay? Do you hear me? And it all starts. A masculine man must dominate his territory. You're a lion in this world, and you got to dominate and expand your territory. The only way you can do that is if you're masculine. You can't do that feminine. Why? Because when you're in your femininity, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's power in femininity, but a woman has more power in her femininity than she does in her masculinity. And a man has more power in his masculinity than he does in his femininity, because that's his natural state. There's a yin and yang in everything. You're going to have both, but one is more dominant than the other. That's a fact. You must embrace both sides of yourself, man and woman, but it's a fact. One is more natural than the other. One is more not dominant and one is more nurturing. Supposed to be, but unfortunately there's been an attack on black men and taking the black men out the home. So women have been forced to tap into their masculine essence. I get it. It's a survival. I get it. But more men got to step up to the plate, because it starts with our men. And if you're carrying weak sperm, can you imagine taking seeds out of undeveloped fruit and then planting it, the kind of seeds, the kind of fruit that seed would produce, and then to keep doing it after generation, after generation, after generation, after generation, after generation? Do you understand what is going on right now, G? It's not a good thing. And it's up to our men to be aware, to have the knowledge, to connect the dots, and to spread the wisdom so that we can stop this shit as black men. Because we are biologically superior because of the melanin in our skin. Okay, that's a fact. We have melanin in our third eye, and we are connected to the sun and light due to the melanin in our skin. We are spiritually in tune with the sun. The more melanin in your skin, the darker your skin complexion is. By biological law, you are a stronger vessel. And the only way you could manipulate people into believing otherwise is to create an attack, a colorism attack within the community, and to wipe their memory of who they are. That's the only way. Unfortunately, when I was upset because I'm not as dark, but that's why I'm in the sun every day, to get darker, because I understand I sunbathe a lot. All right? You're a masculine man in this world. Gotta tap into your masculinity so you can dominate your world. And you gotta understand that there's other aspects of your life you must tackle. The financial world, because remember, this is a game and you need the coin, but it's not just about the coin. The coin gets you the resources, but there are other aspects of your life you must tackle to fully execute and use those coins. You feel me? Your mental gotta be right, because you don't got your mind, bro. If you lose your mind, you can't even enjoy the life you've built for yourself. If your emotions out of whack, you can't maintain positive relationships because you get triggered by what everybody do, and that's toxic. And nobody's gonna be around that shit for too long. All right? You're gonna find yourself alone, and nobody wants to truly be alone. God created Eve for Adam. Even God created Eve for Adam. So come on, G. All right? All right? You gotta be physically fit, because a physically fit, come on, bro. I'm walking the walk. I'm going to build more muscle. I've seen 70-year-old men shredded, so I know where I'm going. You got to be physically fit, because a physically fit vessel that's healthy, the Holy Spirit wants to engulf purity. You understand? And yes, no, we all got sins. None of us is completely pure. Can't always be, I understand. But you can do your best to try to become your greatest version wherever you are right now in your life. And that's enough. It's better than where you are. Let's keep moving forward. All right? So you got to become as healthy as you can, potentially, where you are right now. Okay? So you got that. So you got the financial aspects, mental, emotional, your physical, your spiritual. You got to be connected with the Most High, and you got to know who you are. And if you watch my other previous videos, I'm always explaining what you truly are in this world. Quantum physics proves that the basis of everything, you can look it up, is vibration. Therefore, you are energy, and everything is energy. You are a light being in a human vessel having a human experience on Earth, in this solar system, in this universe. That's what you are. You are operating this machine. This machine is not operating you. And unfortunately, we go through so much pain, we get stuck in our impulsive habits. We forget what we are, but we haven't been told, but I'm telling you. And the law of conservation states that energy is neither created nor destroyed. So if you are energy, because quantum physics proves that the basis of everything is vibration and frequency, you are energy. You can neither be created nor destroyed. That means when this machine stops, you will transfer into something, the afterlife. The Egyptians understood the concept of the afterlife. They understood the power in the sun. That's why they praised and not worshiped the sun. They praised the sun. They gave gratitude to the sun. They understood the connection with the melanin in your skin and the third eye. We all know what the third... Come on, bro. We all know. That's why they wore the snakes on the helmet. Because when your third eye is open, it flickers and you feel it. No cap. No cap. G, they understood this. And their knowledge gets smeared by narcissistic entities that want to control and manipulate you, bro. And it's a shame, but you got to know what you are. You got to be in tune with your 7 chakras. So if you are energy, the 7 chakras is not voodoo. It's not what this is. I'm not asking you to praise me. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you to worship nothing. When it comes to the 7 chakras, I'm asking you to drop your pride and your ego, to dive deep within yourself. You got vortexes in your body controlling how you feel and how you operate in this world. And you got to control how you feel to help open and allow these 7 chakras to align. Spirituality, you gotta be connected to the Most High. And if you watch one of the videos, I talk about it. But then I'm talking about the other aspects you must tackle in this world so you can fully level up. Truly level up. Because you got all the coin, but you stuck on level 1. Game over, nigga. You didn't win. So you got the financial aspect, the mental, the emotional, the physical, the spiritual. All right? You got to be able to maintain positive. You got to be able to maintain positive relationships in your life. G, you got to. You got to be able to maintain positive relationships in your life, because if you can't maintain positive relationships in your life, how can you truly operate and dominate your world? A lion has lionesses. A lioness has other lionesses and a lion. They have a community. Unless you're a tiger and you solo dolo. But what is a tiger conquering? Nothing. A tiger ain't conquering nothing. But they one of the strongest creatures because they know how to survive on their own. Yes, you're going to be very strong and alone. Is that what you want? And many people don't. Unless you're a tiger. They live in isolation and they strong as shit. Fast, they sharp. But what kind of life is that? Feel me? You want to be a lion. You can be a tiger when you first starting out. But you want to be a lion with a flock of lionesses that you treat and love and cherish. G, you don't think they want to be in a community, being loved? If you can afford, because you know how to dominate your territory in your world, you understand these other aspects of your life, and you're applying these aspects of your life as a man, and you're tapping into your masculine essence, your divine masculine essence, as you connect and get aligned with all your chakras. Because you know you are a light being, and you know when this vessel disintegrates, you will take upon a different form, because energy is neither created nor destroyed, and quantum physics proves that the basics of everything is vibration, and you can look it up. And whatever righteous, and this is why the Egyptians stated, and I learned this in middle school, that your heart must be lighter than a feather, which is the symbolism for righteousness and purity, to move upon the gates of paradise. And if your heart was heavier than a feather, your soul was devoured. They understood the concept of the afterlife, and that your energy is neither created nor destroyed, but there is karmic energy within your life, and that if you choose to live a very malicious, manipulative, lying, cheating, you walk on everybody to get to the bag or to get whatever you want because you've been through so much pain and you're stuck in your survival mode, your demonic demeanor, but you have two demeanors, and you have two internal monologues. The angelic spirit on your shoulder telling you the things you should be doing, and the demonic spirit on your shoulder telling you what you should not be doing, and you hear both of them. And because you've been through so much pain and you've been stuck in your survival mode for so long, you only listen to the demonic demeanor. If you choose to live that life, when you take upon this different form, where do you think you will go? How heavy do you think your heart is when it is weighed on Judgment Day? Huh? You understand all this? You dominate your territory as a man. You get into the guap, but you understand that there are other aspects of your life you must tackle. You have the resources, you have the territory, you have the land. Therefore, you deserve, if you're a lion, the flock. Oh, my balls. Gee, they're full of semen, no cap. And sometimes when it's too full, you get blue balls. Spermatogenesis states that a man must hold the semen in his sac for about 70 days to be fully developed. So if you're consistently ejaculating, you are carrying weak sperm. You're lowering your testosterone rate. You're lowering your testosterone rate and levels. So you're stuck in your feminine essence because you've been raised by a single mother. That's all you know is femininity. And on top of that, you can't stop beating your dick. You can't stop watching porn. Oh. Again, this is not a trigger or an attack. This is to wake my men up so they understand what's going on in this world we live in today. In the matrix we live in right now, there is another aspect. And I gotta think about it. Financial intelligence, right? You gotta have the mental stability. You gotta have the emotional intelligence and stability. You gotta have a spiritual awareness. You gotta be physically fit and attuned. You gotta be able to maintain positive relationships in your life. And there's one more. And you must be sexually disciplined. Thank you. These are the aspects you must tackle to fully level up in your life. Because if you ignore the other 6 and you only focus on the getting to the bag, in this video game, all you choose to do is collect coin and gather as much coin as you can. You are stuck on level 1 with a whole bunch of coin. And you will always feel like something is missing. You will always go back to your, what's up, Monty? You will always go back to your impulsive habits. I am talking about the 7 aspects you must tackle as a man. You got to be financially intelligent and disciplined. You must be mentally stable, because if you don't have your mind, you can't even enjoy the luxurious lifestyle you've created. You've sacrificed your mind to build something you felt was valuable, and now you can't even enjoy it because you lost it. You got to have the emotional stability, because if you are emotionally triggered by everything, you will not grow and you will not be able to maintain positive relationships. You got to have a spiritual connection. You got to know what you are, and I already explained what that is and what you are. You gotta be fit. You gotta eat right. Because the Holy Spirit wants to engulf a healthy vessel. As healthy as you can possibly get it now. That's where you need to go. That's what you need to aim for. Bro, what the fuck? Yo. Bro, I am really blessed, bro. I really am. So what are the 7 aspects a man must tackle so that he can fully dominate his reality in his world? Hey, Nazay, how you doing? I'm talking about how you should, the 7 aspects a man must tackle so that he can fully dominate his world. He gotta be financially intelligent and disciplined. He gotta have the mental stability and the mental and psychological and insight. Because if you don't have your mind, you cannot even enjoy the lifestyle you've created. You gotta be emotionally stable, because if you're not emotionally stable, if you're triggered by what everything says, if you're triggered by the truth, and you're comforted by illusion, you will not grow and you will not maintain positive relationships. All right? You gotta be physically fit, because the Holy Spirit wants to engulf, you know, as healthy as you can get it now, and it's all within what you eat. It's really simple. A bodybuilder told me it's 70% diet and 30% exercise. So if you change 70%, if you were to change your diet, you would definitely see results. You would see results if you were consistent within a year. If you were to change what you ate within a year, if you ate cleaner, and you research what are some lean diets you can eat. Because Google is a motherfucker. YouTube is a motherfucker. You can, come on. You can find information. The Holy Spirit wants to engulf healthy vessels. Right? You gotta be. So it's financial, intelligent, and disciplined. You gotta be mentally stable. You gotta be emotionally stable, physically fit. You gotta have a connection with the Most High. You gotta know what you are. And I'm gonna say it again. Quantum physics states that the basis form of everything is vibration. Therefore, you are energy. You are vibrating. You are a frequency. You are energy. And the law of conservation states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. You are a light being living and experiencing in a vessel, a human vessel, having a human experience. You are operating this machine. This machine is not operating you. But unfortunately, some of us have been through so much pain and trauma in our lives, we are stuck in our survival and impulsive habits. And we've lost touch with the Most High. And if your energy, you have 7 chakras, vortexes in your body, manipulating how you feel and how you move and how you respond to this world. It's not voodoo. I'm not asking you to worship me. I'm not asking you to sacrifice and give me money. I'm asking you to swallow your pride and your ego, to dive deep within yourself. How the fuck could that be a lie, G? You are energy. You have these vortexes within you. And when you get aligned with it and in tune with the Most High, you will hear both internal monologues, the angelic and the demonic demeanor telling you what you should do. The demonic demeanor is there to help you survive. The angelic monologue is there to help you love and to grow. And when you are connected and aligned with your chakras and the Most High, you hear both, you are in tune with both, you control both, you know how to operate with both, you embrace both. You have healed your heart chakra because you understand that true love is loving someone unconditionally, even though that shit is so hard. Even though you know that they are a piece of shit, They may be a snake. They may stab you in the back. They may drag your name through the dirt. But you love them anyway, but you create boundaries so that they cannot hurt you. That is true love. Alright? They're a piece of shit. You know they're a piece of shit. You love them anyway, but you create boundaries. You create a force field so that they cannot hurt you. They may not like it. In fact, they might hate it. But you love yourself enough. Because true love is to love yourself first. That is the first law of nature. Law of preservation states. The first law of nature is self-preservation. You must love yourself enough to not allow another entity to disrupt your peace. But you love them enough so that they won't hurt you. You love them from a distance because they won't hurt you. Because you allowed this attachment with this individual. You allowed it. Or you may be born in it. They may be a relative. You have got to love them anyway. No matter how hard it is. Create the boundaries in the force field so that they do not hurt you. This is your fourth chakra, and unfortunately, some of us have been through so much pain and trauma in our lives. Our fourth chakra are closed. It's closed because we've been through so much pain, so much shame. We are stuck in our survival mode and our demonic demeanor. But you have an angelic demeanor too, an angelic internal monologue. You have light as well as darkness within you. You have been engulfed in your darkness because you have been forced to survive in a world so cruel. I understand, but God allows us to repent. And repent is just taking a step into your shadow. Opening up your closet and cleaning it. Embracing the pain and allowing it to release. Accepting that these things happen and allowing it to release. This is how you maintain love in your life. You operate and you radiate love from your heart. Do you understand? Do you understand? You gotta keep saying it. Got to keep saying it. Gotta keep saying it, man. 7 aspects you must tackle as a man. First, you must develop the self-discipline of not ejaculating. Because spermatogenesis states that a man must hold the sperm in his ball sack for about 70 days for the sperm cells to be fully developed. 1, you tap into your testosterone, your divine masculine essence, because the sperm cells get recycled back into your bloodstream, unlocking your divine masculinity and your spiritual powers. This is something women could never experience, G. The power in the seed. God cut a piece of fruit in half, gave women the body of the fruit, and man the seed. Unfortunately, seeds last a lot longer than the body of the fruit. But you must understand your power. This is how God designed it. And if you are wasting your seed away, You are not allowing the seed to mature and to be recycled back into your bloodstream to unlock your divine masculinity, to increase the testosterone in your level, to strengthen your seed. Because if you're consistently ejaculating, you are weakening the sperm cell. You're not giving it the time it needs to develop. Because spermatogenesis states a man must hold the sperm in his body from 60 to at least 70 days. And I say you should allow the seed in your body to mature like wine if you have no intent on reproducing. You can have sex and not ejaculate. Sex is a lot better, actually. And you always get it up. How you doing, Nisha? Spermatogenesis states a man must hold the sperm in his body for about 60 to 70 days for the sperm to be fully developed. So if a man is consistently ejaculating, he's carrying weak seed. He has low testosterone levels. He has not tapped into his masculinity. He's a weak man, okay? He may get to the guap, but you will lose respect for him like that. And his actions, I guarantee you, and you know that. Y'all know that? So if he's consistently ejaculating, he has no dick control, no self-discipline. He is not tapping into his masculinity. He's carrying weak seed. And this is why we have so many birth problems. And it's alarming. So many miscarriages, and it's alarming. So many birth defects because it's our men. It's the men carrying weak sperm because they have no dick control. And then when the man allows the seed in his body, in his ball sack to mature, because I say, if you're not going to reproduce, if you have no intent on creating another god, another vessel, you should not ejaculate. You can have sex. You can masturbate. Masturbating is healthy because it allows the blood flow to the penis so it can still work, yes, but releasing and ejaculating is a completely different concept. And you are destroying your seed and you're weakening your seed. So if you're a man, or if you're a man and he's consistently ejaculating and he got you pregnant, just know that was a weak sperm cell. That's a fact. Okay? So a man, when he allows the sperm in his body to mature like wine, it gets recycled back into the bloodstream, unlocking his divine masculinity. Especially when he's connected to the Most High, because he understands what he is. Because quantum physics proves that at the base form of everything is vibration, and you are frequency, and you are energy, G. And the law of conservation says energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's simply transferred from one thing to the next. It changed from a different form to the next. And we understand the concept of an afterlife. So when this vessel disintegrates, whatever frequency you have been vibrating, and this is why the Egyptians said your heart had to be lighter than a feather to pass the gates to paradise. If you've been living a very righteous life, a very pure, and you live with integrity, and you're very compassionate, and you're an empath, you learn how to walk this world through love, but with boundaries to protect yourself, not through pain and to hurt others. Yes, that's true. Nisha, you're right. All right? Or you live, where do you think your next form going to be? But instead, you've been engulfed in your pain because you've been through so much pain and trauma in your life. You got to get off by hurting and devaluing others, manipulating others, cheating and crossing motherfuckers. But God gives us the chance to repent, to help cleanse our energy. He does. But if you've been living that your entire life and you never take the chance to fully cleanse yourself and your spirit and your essence, the next form you will take upon will not be a good one. The Egyptians understood that if your heart was heavier than a feather, which is just symbolic of purity and righteousness in your heart, it wasn't literal, because your heart will always be heavier than a feather. It's symbolic for righteousness. Okay? If it's heavier than a feather, your soul would be devoured. The Egyptians understood this concept of the afterlife because energy is neither created nor destroyed. You have got to operate from love. And how do you operate from love? True love is knowing somebody's bullshit. You know their strengths and their weaknesses. Now, depending on whether or not they give you more positive energy than negative, that's when you keep them in your life. But true love is knowing who this individual is and who this vessel is and where they are in their life, and you love them regardless of their bullshit. But you create boundaries so that they can't hurt you in the force field. You may have to love some people from a distance, but you love them. It may be an ex, it may be a relative, it may be a sibling. You love them from a distance because you know how to operate from love. Unfortunately, we've been through so much pain and trauma in our life, we get engulfed in our demonic demeanor. We have two internal monologues. The angelic spirit you telling you what you should do, and the demonic demeanor telling you what you shouldn't be doing. But it's a survival tactic to help you survive. But we get engulfed in that because we've been through so much pain in our life. We forget how to operate from a place of love. In a world that needs it. How selfish is that? But the only way you enable yourself when you want to operate from a city girl for life perspective, from a city boy for life perspective, because you've been hurt, you've been through so much pain. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have got to heal. You can't generalize an entire gender for somebody's bullshit, and I had to learn that. You cannot generalize an entire gender for somebody's bullshit, and I had to learn that. And that's a fact, and that's the truth of growing up. That is the truth of becoming a grown-ass adult. Because I was bitter. Because I was hurt. And if you look deep within my Facebook, you'll see it. But I took the time to grow and to understand that there are righteous women out there. There are righteous people out there who do want to help you grow. It may be a handful left, but they're still there. And you will attract them, but you've got to work on yourself. And you got to operate from a place of love. What you give out, you give back. So if you're giving out all this pain and trauma, trying to devalue other people to make yourself feel superior because you're hurt, you're going to get that same energy back. And then when you take upon a different form, your heart will be heavy. And you have a soul, and you have a spirit, and you know that. And we are not going to be in denial here. Because you are energy. We all got to take accountability, men and women, because it starts with our men. It really do start with our men. Unfortunately, there has been an attack on the black man and taking the black man out the home, so women have been forced to tap into their masculine essence, and as a result, they have been raising black men by themselves, and this is why we have so many weak men out here today. All right? It's not just men, and it's not just women's fault. It's a deliberate attack, but we have got to be smarter. We have got to spread the knowledge so that we all can grow. All right? Women are tapped into their masculinity because they have to protect themselves. I understand. But men have got to stop dwelling in their femininity. You can't be so damn emotional. Your girl she should not be able to control you, what you do. She should have no effect on your financial flow. She should have no effect on your mental stability, your emotional stability. She should not be able to trigger you emotionally. Okay? She should not be able to control what you eat so that you lose this godlike physique. She should not be able to, because of her own insecurities. This is what women do, okay? Not every woman is like this, but they are out there. Now you understand that you cannot ejaculate frequently, but now you're tapping into your masculine essence, and she's going to feel it. She is going to literally feel it. Literally feel it. And you're going to meet three types of women. One, they feel intimidated and they want to dominate you. So if you're changing in your relationship and she always thought you were some beta weak nigga, but you tapped into your masculinity because you're listening to me, she is going to attack you. Okay? And do anything to suppress you. She may even suck your dick harder just so that you nut frequently. And that is called the succubus and the Jezebel spirit. And that's the bitch you gotta drop. Because she don't want to see you becoming your greatest virgin. She's gonna get shyer. She's gonna become more quiet around you. Not that she's scared of you, but it's more so a equilibrium effect. You're not dominating her, and she's not feeling dominated but there's an equilibrium within your both presence. So this is real. This is deep. You create your masculinity and her femininity creates an equilibrium within the fucking room. Because you're both embracing natural states. Yes, women have masculinity. You've been forced to tap into it so that you can dominate your world, so you can feel safe and protected. Yeah, but you have feminine. You are naturally feminine. You are supposed to be. It is the most feminine woman who embraces her femininity understands she is more powerful in her femininity, like a man is more powerful in his masculinity. She embraces her femininity, but she also understands her masculine side as well, so that she can conquer her world and to get what she wants. But she's dominated. Her feminine energy is her dominant energy, her dominant essence. She can get more than anybody on this planet, because men will drop to her feet like this, and she know how to maintain positive relationships with powerful men. A lioness like that, a lioness who knows how to create a flock of lions, surrounded by her, is one dangerous motherfucker. Okay, but a woman who's combative and doesn't understand that she has to allow the men to lead will never attract a lion, because now you're competing. And a lion ain't gonna compete with a lioness. He just gonna find a different lioness. And that's what's happening in the world today. Y'all don't see it. Y'all don't understand that shit. Y'all don't get that, okay? You have to allow masculine energy to be natural and dominant so that you can relax. We're supposed to be on the front line while y'all are holding down the fort, picking out the next warriors and the next leaders. And there's nothing weak about that at all. At all. There's nothing weak about that at all. The queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard, yes. But when she drops, the game don't stop, baby. Yes. But you are very powerful. And I embrace it. But we all have a natural state. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand here. You have a natural state. And you have got to understand your natural state so that you can heal, so you can attract the love in your life. Not the love of your life, the love in your life. In your life. You got to learn to love yourself first. Facts. You got to be able to heal from all that pain, yo. Open up that heart chakra, because you are energy. And you have 7 vortexes allowing you and aligning you and manipulating you and influence the way you think and feel. Because quantum physics proves that the base form of everything is vibration and frequency, and you are frequency. You do radiate energy because you are energy, because you are a light being operating this physical vessel, having a human experience on Earth, in this solar system, in this universe. That's what you are. But we've been through so much pain, we get stuck and engulfed in our impulses, and our humanly impulses. But you are a light being. God made you in its form. At the core, this is just a shield to help protect your light being, to help operate your world. But God was a light being, a light form, a light entity, and that's what you are at its core. And the law of conservation states, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So when this vessel disintegrates, the energy you've been vibrating, whether it be malicious or righteous, remember I explained, the Egyptians understood the concept of having a righteous heart, and the energy that comes with righteous hearts, and the energy that comes with malicious, demonic, engulfed vessels, depending on how you've been living your life, is where you would take upon next. It's the form you would take upon next. The energy you would be engulfed in next. This is fact. They understood the concept of the afterlife. The concept. It's all about concepts. These religions understand the concept. They talk about intent within your heart. They talk about righteousness within your heart. It's all the same. It's all intertwined. It's all connected within each fucking religion. Each is all connected. It's all the same. All trying to guide you to be righteous. It's all intertwined. It's all connected. God is speaking to us in many different forms, to many different people. Because we all have different languages and different cultures. But it's all to be righteous. And then there will always be the opposition. Because there cannot be light without darkness. And there can be not darkness without light. That is the yin yang. Just like you have a demonic demeanor, which is there to help you survive, and an angelic demeanor, which is there to help you grow in love. the angelic spirit on your shoulder telling you what you should be doing and the demonic demeanor telling you what you shouldn't be doing. Yes, the internal monologues in your head, you hear them. But sometimes you've been engulfed in so much pain, that's all you hear is your survival demeanor. So you variate that your entire life. Guess where you will go when this vessel disintegrates? The next form you will take upon. So you have got. And as a man, it is important for you to tap into your masculine essence so that you can understand this. Because the more men, the more there is a demand for masculinity in this world, especially in the black community. I mean true masculinity. I mean true masculinity. I don't mean you think you're alpha because you can beat somebody's ass or shoot a gun. There's nothing alpha about that at all. Because the motherfuckers that are shooting first are the ones who are getting embarrassed and emotionally triggered. And you killing somebody because you got your feelings hurt does not prove anything. You killing somebody because your family was threatened, now that's masculine as shit. I understand that, warrior. I understand that, alpha. I understand you protecting your throne. But you shot somebody because they hurt your feelings? You're a bitch. You're not a masculine man. And more men gotta understand that. They gotta tap into their masculinity. How do you tap into your masculinity? You stop ejaculating. Why? Because spermatogenesis states a man must hold the sperm in his ball sack for about 70 days for it to be fully developed at its minimum. So what I say is if you have no intent on reproducing and having kids, you should not be ejaculating. You should not be ejaculating. You should allow the semen in your sperm and your ball sack to be recycled back into your bloodstream. This is what happens. You unlock your divine masculinity, you unlock and you get in tune with the insight, your third eye and your spiritual powers, okay? Your testosterone peaks and women feel your presence, literally. And then you're gonna meet three types of women. The one who gets intimidated, so she wants to dominate you. And if you're in a relationship and you're changing and she's viewed you as this weak beta male and she purposely embarrasses you behind your back in front of her friends, when you unlock your dominant masculinity, she will attack you. Or if she's feminine, she has feminine essence and her dominant feminine essence, but you're this beta male, she still views you as this beta, but you tap into your masculinity within a relationship, you will create an equilibrium within your relationship. Or you will meet the woman who gets wet instantaneously. And that is a fact. That does happen. And I am speaking through experience. Either they tug at their tummy or they tuck in between their legs when they see you. And if you've tapped into your masculinity, you will walk around usually with a penis that is about 60% erected. You got about 60% of the blood capacity fully full. So you will have a nice print depending on your size. You know, I love me, so I know what I'm working with. So when they see all that and they feel it, and you're tall and you're attractive, and you got love radiating from your eyes and your heart, G, you're not engulfed solely in your femininity, but you allow your masculinity to dominate your essence. When she sees you, you will meet those three types of women. And you've been working on yourself, and you have the resources, the financial resources, and you can see it, and people can see it, and it's prevalent, bro. The world is yours, G. Gentlemen, like, I have all this knowledge, and now it's time for me to get to the bag. It's time for me to prosper. I'm stable in my life. I am stable in my life. Now it's time to prosper, okay? It's time to grow. It's time to expand territory. Gather the resources so I can have my flock. And then we live in a time where women may want that flock of lions, because she's tapped into her masculinity, but she got to know how to tap into her femininity at will to attract and keep those lions. You cannot be solely masculine and think you're going to keep lions in your life. You may attract these weak lions, that can never be crowned because they don't have the traits. They too busy chasing you and not chasing their terrain. You may attract them being masculine all the time, but you're not going to attract the motherfucker that be crowned and have his flock, and you can't keep him. But a very powerful woman who wants that flock of lions must know how to tap into her femininity at will when it is required. Because it may not always be required, because you're not going to always be around that man because he's too busy dominating his terrain. But you want his resources too. You want the benefits of his you want to benefit from his terrain as well as yours, as well as other men. And it is a good game to play if you know what you're doing for women. Like I said, a woman who's feminine, and embraces her femininity and allows her femininity to be dominant, but has the masculinity to get what she wants, can get more than anybody on this planet. They start wars for women like this. They're not starting wars off the combative woman who thinks she needs to run a relationship. She needs to devalue and break the man to feel empowered. Nobody's starting a war for women like that. And a man that can be crowned and a lion that can be crowned because he can conquer his territory will not tolerate that. So you must know how to tap into your femininity to attract and maintain positive relationships with these powerful men so that you can reap the benefits. If that's the kind of lioness you want to be, or you want to be a lioness that want to be a part of a pride of a lion and other lions. You feel me? The choice is yours. But I don't ever want to hear a man say he wants to be the weak lion that cannot dominate his terrain because he's too stuck chasing pussy. That would never be acceptable, ever. 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 You have got to dominate your terrain. You cannot have that option, unfortunately. Women can choose to either dominate if they know what they're doing, because these women think they pimping, but they're not. They have no idea of how to keep a man. And the only way you can truly be this so-called powerful woman with all these orbiters around you, extracting resources, is if you know how to keep these men in your life, and you know how to treat them right. That's the only possible way. So as a man, you have got to dominate your world. You got to tap into your masculine energy, and you do that by you stop ejaculating. That's simple. You don't need to be having kids anyway. It's too damn expensive to be having children. And everything's about to get more expensive due to inflation, because the Fed keeps printing money. That's a fact. Everything's about to go up. And economics are worried about the effects of inflation for the next couple years. That's in Forbes and that's in Insider. These are articles that are out right now. I am not bullshitting you guys. It's too damn expensive to be having kids. Right now. 78% of workers are living paycheck to paycheck. That's in Forbes. 62% of millennials live paycheck to paycheck. That's an Insider. I'm giving you the sources. The median net worth for millennials is $8,000. So the majority of people are broke. They look like they got money, but they don't have money. The stats are out there. Out of all the people who are making $100,000 or more, 60% of those people are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're broke. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. Gee, the truth is out there. Yeah, preach. Yeah, the truth is out there. As a man, you must understand this. You must tap into your masculine essence. Stop ejaculating. I gotta keep saying it because you learn through repetition. You learn through, you know how you learned your name was your name? Because your mom kept saying it to you. Your dad kept saying it to you over and over and over again. You kept hearing it. You kept connecting that name to yourself because it was directed towards you. That's how you learned your name and who you and what they called this vessel, because you are not the vessel. You are the light being operating the vessel. Let's get that straight. So the name that was given to this vessel, you learned it because it was being repeated to you over and over and over and over and over again. You learn through repetition. That's how you learn. And if you watch previous videos, you will see it's all the same. I talk about different topics, but it's all connected. All of it is connected. And the more I know this well enough so that I can apply it to my life and see the change in my life. But I am learning all of this information so well enough that I could share it and teach it. And the more I say it and become confident saying it, and the more I understand it, the more and better I can teach it to others. No. Okay? Because you know how you create generational wealth? You share all of these concepts with them early. You teach it so well that they know it early and they could recite it to you early like this, like second nature. And they understand it and they apply it. And then they teach it to their children at an early age. And it's a perpetual cycle. The financial aspects, the mental aspects, because if you don't got the mind, you can't even enjoy the luxurious life you created for yourself. If you don't got the emotional stability, you cannot. If you're always triggered by what somebody says, you're triggered by the truth, and you're comforted by illusions, you cannot grow. You will enable yourself, and you will not maintain positive relationships. If you're not physically fit, how can your vessel operate at its peak, at its prime, at its optimal? How? How can the Holy Spirit engulf something that is not operating at its best? It won't. And it's within your diet. Bodybuilder told me it's 70% diet and 30% exercise. So you just want to eat cleaner, less junk food, and cleaner carbs, cleaner protein, drink more water, at least a gallon, or they say 8 times 8 rule, 64 ounces. Fluid ounces a day. You got to get connected with the Most High. Remember, you are a light being in this vessel, because at the basis form of everything is vibration. You are a frequency. Quantum physics proves it. You are radiating. Okay? You are energy. You are a light being. And the law of conservation states the energy can either be created or destroyed. So when this physical vessel disintegrates, you will take upon a different form. Because the Egyptians and all other religions understand the concept of the afterlife. And that's why they preach about righteousness so much, because righteousness is a frequency as well. Integrity is a frequency as well. Doing the right thing, you know what's right, and listen to the angelic internal monologue. You know what's right and what's wrong, and what's going to cause harm, and what's going to shift people from their alignment. All right, you know what that is. And when Judgment Day comes, whatever Judgment Day is, where you will be evaluated, or your energy is being evaluated and transforming into something else and shifting to somewhere else, the frequency you have been vibrating your entire life, whether that be malicious or righteous, is where you will go, and whatever that may look like, because you are energy, and energy can neither be created nor destroyed. They're going to transfer from one thing to the next, take upon a different form to the next. And the Egyptians understood this concept. So you gotta understand what the Most High knew what you are, so you can live the right life. You can dominate your world in this reality, but also live a life that's righteous enough so that you can take upon a positive form, a much better and angelic form when this vessel disintegrates. So you have a connection with the Most High. Your spirit, you're sexually disciplined because you understand the power in sexual energy. And harnessing that sexual energy and taking that energy and allowing it, taking that energy and using it to be productive. This is why Mike Tyson, in his prime, in his reign as champion, his trainer told him not to ejaculate, not to masturbate, not to have sex, not to watch porn. That's a fact. Okay? You got to be sexually disciplined. You got to allow the semen and your ball sack to be recycled back into your bloodstream. Because spermatogenesis states it takes about 70 days for the sperm cell to be to be fully developed. And I say you should allow the seed in your sperm to mature if you do not have the intent on having children. And you should not be having children because it's too damn expensive. So you should never be ejaculating. But it's okay because we're addicted. So you got to work on it. You're going to relapse, but you got to work on it. You got to work on it. You got to be able to maintain positive relationships in your life. If you can't maintain positive relationships in your life, you're a lion. You're a toxic lion. But none of the lionesses want to be around you. You got all the domain and all the territory, but none of the lionesses want to be around you. None of the lions want to help you defend your throne because you can't maintain positive relationships. You got to be financially intelligent, mentally stable, emotionally stable, and intelligent and aware, connected with the Most High, sexually disciplined, positive relationships, and physically fit. Those 7 aspects you must tackle and always be working on it. Always. I'm still working on mine, bro. I'm still working on all my 7 aspects. Because I got the financial intelligence and I got the wisdom, and now it's just me applying it to my life. You understand? And that's what I'm doing. Because in this world, in this game, you must have the coin to gather resources to help manipulate your world. And that's the reality we live in. Unfortunately, our 3 main essentials have been monetized: food, water, and shelter. So we are literally living to work, therefore making you a slave. And if you do anything outside the system, you are deemed crazy, a lunatic, an outcast. When everything on this planet was given to you for free. And through collaboration, solely collaboration, you can do the same things we have today. It's just a matter of resources and exchanging in resources. That's really what it is. People exchanging resources, and have people who got a goal, a vision, and you gather resources and you get other like-minded individuals who have the same thought and process to build the same things. You can do that with currency, and I also believe you can do it without. Currency is a form of order. It creates a form of order. And that's a fact. But you're paying for something that was given to you for free by the earth. Or maybe we're just paying for the convenience of not having to not having to grow our own foods and gather our own water.